All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. I want to say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. It's the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii coming to you with another lesson. And this lesson is on the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right. And I have a few articles, and I have a small video to show because this video was inspired by a lesson Apostle Tahar did yesterday, in which he scrubbed YouTube to see if videos of the Israelites, chiefly the one Westers, would pop up, showing that they pushing out the MOTB and warning the people, and what was found out that YouTube basically shadow bans our videos, man. So when you put certain titles in, if it ain't a direct title, the video won't, the search algorithm won't lead you to it, And as the Apostle Tahar said, himself included, have made GMS have made extensive made extensive videos and went in extensively on the MOTB, man, on which this world is getting prepared for. Okay, these different world governments, these world leaders, these the financial sector, okay, all of these the economic forum, they're all pushing these different economic forums. They're all pushing for a new way to do financial business, okay, and that includes buying and selling, okay, and that's how we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai that this new so-called digital way of buying and selling is the MOTB spoken about in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, this is not talking about nations. This is not talking about religion. This is not talking about images that are painted on a picture. No, this is talking about the key aspect in this whole thing is this mark is gonna be set so that you could buy and sell, and that's one of the major tools of life in this world is to buy and sell. That's the only way that you could get anything. If you got food, if you want food, clothing, shelter, whatever, you want to do commerce, you want to do business here, you got to buy and sell. And so the scripture says he causeth, that word for causeth in the Greek is
Strong's G 4160 poieo.
right.
Poieo.
Poieo, which is to make, to bring forth, to commit, to cause, to work, to show, to bear, to keep and fulfill, to deal. And this is what this devil is doing. He's going to make situations where you're going to have to take it because it's the new form of currency. Fiat currency is going to be phased out. All right. Fiat currency is going to be phased out. And it says to make with the names of things made, to produce, to construct, to be authors of, to make ready, to produce, right? So when this fiat currency system collapses, they're going to produce a whole new digital way of buying and selling for the whole world, okay? And like there was I had a while back, I looked up what was the first nations to accept fiat currencies, Salakia. Like I was saying, I looked up about what nations or what countries first adopted fiat currency, and when you look it up, that first country that did it was China. All right, and it says China was the first country to use fiat currency around 1000 AD, and the currency then spread to other countries in the world. It became popular in the 20th century when the U.S. President Richard Nixon, introduced a law that canceled the direct convertibility of U.S. dollars into gold. Okay, and these different, and when you look at what's going on today, China is basically like a study group, a big study ground for beta tests for the social credit system, for digital payments. They're pushing that. They pushing that heavy. Let me see. Uh, let's look at what European country was the first to use fiat currency. Okay, you got Germany, you got Sweden, and these two countries, Germany and Sweden, they're big on the MOTB. Okay, and you can look that up for yourself. You know, you'll see them getting chipped up and whatnot. But going back to China, it says lessons from a mobile payment revolution. It says there is no disputing that China is ahead of the rest of the world in mobile payments. What insight does it offer to U.S. banks? It says when Darren Buckley moved to China last August to be the head of Citigroup's consumer bank there, he did what most people do when they arrive in a new country, head to an ATM to grab some local currency. 9 months later, that stash of renminbi sits in a briefcase untouched, a relic of the past, in a country where the majority of payments are now made with smartphones, and they're going to move from smartphones to that RFID chip quick. Okay, even the smallest merchants on the street, they don't want cash, said Buckley, who came to Shanghai after 6 years at the helm of City's Thailand operations. You pay for everything with your phone and a QR code. And notice when this whole scamdemic came out, the first thing that they gave everybody was QR codes. These restaurants that you didn't even know had access to this, all of a sudden their menus are on QR codes. Everything is uh, uh, um, touchless. And one of the big things about the whole 19 was that it could spread via cash. So they were talking about taking away cash, and they're looking for reasons to get it done. Now China is already on a move. Even Sweden, I think Sweden is supposed to go. Is supposed to go cashless by a certain point too. Uh, Cash as a society. This is from 2021. It says in Sweden, technology is close to making cash a thing of the past. All aboard with the cashless society. You see, and in Sweden, they're using their mobile payments. They're using the chip too as well. It says Sweden has been at the forefront of banking innovation for a long time. The country's first automatic cash machine was inaugurated in July 1967, only a week after the world's very first one was opened in London. It says, and the development and simplification of payments has evolved greatly ever since. Now, Sweden is leading the way towards the cashless society. Now, when they move to a cashless society, you got to ask yourself, what's going to be the replacement? Well, the replacement is going to be that chip. That the replacement is going to be that chip, and it's not going to be because you can lose your cell phone. Somebody can rob you for your cell phone. So whatever QR code you had in that cell phone, you can receive. I mean, you're not going to be able to make payments with that. So what? The next thing is this right here. Thousands of Swedes. This is from 2018. Thousands of Swedes are inserting microchips under their skin. It says technology continues to get closer and closer to our bodies from phones in our pockets and smartwatches in our wrist. Now, for some people, it's getting under their skin. Sweden, a country rich with technological advancement, thousands had microchips inserted into their hands. The chips are designed to speed up users' daily routines and make their lives more convenient. This is the beginning of them causing you to do it. First, it's going to be through convenience, then it's going to be through necessity, and ultimately it's going to be through force. Accessing their homes, offices, gyms is easy way of swiping their hands against a digital reader. They also can be used to store emergency contact details, social media profiles, e-tickets, for events and rail journeys for Sweden. Proponents of the tiny chips say that they're safe and largely protected from hacking. One of the big things about your cell phones and your credit cards, all of that can be hacked. But one scientist is raising privacy concerns and the big kind of personal health data that might be stored on the device. Okay, and then it goes into what they could use it for. Now, let me see. I wanted to look up Swedes use chips. Swedes use chip for buying. Let's look at that. Okay, Swedish people are getting chip implants to replace cash. And this is a year later from 2019. Swedes are getting implants in their hands to replace cash credit cards. This is the new form. And you notice, like the elder Rokoya Kwem said, whenever they put this out to the public, they always show people getting it in their left hand when the vast majority of the people in the earth are right-handed. All right? So it says thousands of people in Sweden are having futuristic microchips implanted in their skin to carry out everyday activities and replace credit cards and cash. Again, Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all. And he causeth all. He's going to produce a way that all people on the earth are going to be tried with this. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, the charagma or the charax, in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man, this is the key thing, and that no man might buy or sell, replacing credit cards and cash, phasing out fiat currency, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for there's the number of a man, and his number is 666. And this is Esau's number. He uses this in everything. It's in the UPC code. It's hidden in plain sight media. Okay. And ultimately, this chip is not just going to be used for you to buy and sell, but not only is going to track you. Okay. And them Edomites at the top, they can shut your chip off if they want to, and you won't be able to move in society, man. And you ain't gonna be able to take one out and get another one. You know, you're gonna be marked because it's a whole new way. This way they're gonna track. It's all about tracking. It's not just about tracking your every movement, because really Esau know exactly where the majority of people of the earth are at in the earth. But this is about tracking your spending habits, your buying habits. That's a big thing. And Esau's consolidating. If you see what's going on in the world, Esau is consolidating a vast parts of the world, so that you got to come to him. A lot of these small stores during the pandemic closed. A lot of these restaurants, they didn't open back up. They closed. Why? So that you can continue to go to these big box stores, which during the whole pandemic, they were open for business, man. And they were making money hand over fist. Your Walmarts, your Targets, these large box stores, they were making all kinds of money. And this is a big thing. This is what John saw. He saw people lining up, taking this thing. And this is a major prophecy, man. All right? And the Bible spoke about it thousands of years before it even happened, before this technology was even on the scene. It says more than 4,000 people have already had the sci-fi-ish chips about the size of a grain of rice inserted into their hands, with the pioneers predicting millions. Listen to this, predicting millions will soon join them as they hope to take it global. Right now, here's an example of the elite conference of them talking about this way of buying and selling. And look, this is all over the internet. People know about this. This must be somebody that know they're in the truth. Because Kadash Shawab Rakah. And you got people saying the beast, the mark, I'll stop working, move off the grid. Jesus Christ warned us about this. It's funny because David Icke has been saying this for years. And then you have the apostles and the elders have been speaking about this for years, man. Not just David Icke, none of these, just these Edomites, but the apostles and the elders, man.
Is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese.
She said superpowers introducing digital currencies. Remember that, superpowers introducing digital currencies. Superpowers, America is a superpower. How a new digital dollar could shake the U.S. financial system. The Biden administration is looking into the government-issued digital currency. The implications will be profound. Same thing that woman was talking about. My administration places the high. It says Joe Biden yesterday issued. This is from March 18, 2022. It says President Joe Biden yesterday issued an executive order that could lead the U.S. That could lead to the U.S. creating a digital currency. And how would that digital currency play out? That chip. My administration places the highest urgency on research and development efforts into the potential design and deployment options of a United States CBDC, central bank digital currency. The executive order said these efforts should include assessments of possible benefits and risks for consumers, investors, and businesses, financial stability, systemic risk, payment systems, national security, the ability to exercise human rights. She was just speaking about this, financial inclusions and equity, and the actions required to launch the United States CBDC if doing so is deemed to be the national interest. And when the fiat currency, the phasing out of the the fiat currency, they said they're going to do away with that. See, back in the day when you had currency, it had to be backed by something. It had to be backed by gold or silver, right? Then, like Nixon did in the 70s, he took America off the gold and silver standards. What ended up happening? I think he took him off the gold standard, and I think another president took him off of the silver standard. But the point is that you couldn't change those dollars in for gold no more. Well, that's the old way of doing things. This digital currency, it's not going to be backed by anything, but it's going to be a new form of currency in which all nations are going to follow and accept it. Okay? And they're going to come up with a whole new constitution to back it. All right? So this woman, she's saying some things in here that are happening. Let me rewind that a little bit.
The digital money, you're going to have digital money, but also this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people.
Yeah, she said this new money will be sovereign in nature, because the old money, it wasn't sovereign. You couldn't take a Russian ruble and come to America and use it, right? This money is going to be sovereign, meaning that it's a whole new state of money. And she mentioned we got a whole new way of doing things, and it's called a blockchain. That's the big thing. She said most people think about currency or crypto, they think of digital currency, they think of crypto, something private, but it's not. All of that cryptocurrency, that was to get you used to using digital money, to put it in your mind that, hey, I could use this digital form of currency, and I don't have to use the fiat currency. I can't be bound by the fiat currency. Well, they're going to phase that whole crypto shit out. You're not going to be able to use crypto. You're going to have to use these digital dollars, or you're going to have to use whatever digital currency set up for your country. But the digital currency will be able to be used across the board. And this form of currency is not going to be backed by gold. You can't. They're not going to say you can't. There's not going to be a constitution, because in the American Constitution it said that real money is gold. Let me see if I can find that. Like I was saying, is in the American Constitution it says real money is gold and silver, and it says let me see. It says no state shall enter into. This is the limits of ensuing legal tender. Let me see if I could see which actual amendment this is. So this is Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 in the Constitution. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, making anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. Right, see, and that shows you that that these we're talking about the U.S. right now. They're not working with the Constitution. Like George Bush Jr. said, the Constitution is just a piece of paper because they do things contrary to that Constitution, like the fact that they make money and it's not backed by anything. And fiat currency rules the world as it stands right now. All right, and it says no state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender and payments of debts, pass any bill of a tender, ex post facto law or law impairing the obligation of contracts of a grant or grant any title of nobility. So relying on this clause, which applies only to the state and not to the federal government, the Supreme Court has held that where the marshal of the state court received state banknotes and payment and discharge of execution, the creditor was entitled to demand payment in gold or silver. Because, however, there is nothing in the Constitution prohibiting a bank depositor from consenting when he draws a check that payment may be made by draft. A state law providing that checks drawn on local banks should, at the option of the bank, be payable in exchange for drafts was held valid. So this used to be a thing. Now, like the woman was saying, she said they got to come up with a new constitution for money. Let's hear that again.
I think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first.
She said that what? The Chinese were the first. I got the receipts. The Chinese was the first, just like they were the first to accept fiat currency. These motherfuckers the first to take digital payments, use the blockchain, all of that, because they got something called a social credit system. It says the social credit system is a national credit rating and blacklist being developed by the government of the People's Republic of China. The program initiated regional trials in 2009 before launching a national pilot in the 8 credit scoring firms. It was first introduced formally by the Chinese premier during one of the state council meetings. The social credit initiative calls for the establishment of a unified record system so that business, individuals, government institutions can be tracked and evaluated for trustworthiness. There are multiple different forms of social credit system being experimented with. You know, they got all kinds of stuff. And then, like I said, they also are leading the world. They also lead in the world and mobile payments, man, digital payments. Like she just said, China was the first, and then these other ones are going to follow suit.
Are superpowers introducing digital currency that will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The U.S. is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans are committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
Yeah, and that world order, that world order is not about you having a better life. It's about you being a slave to Esau. Because he wants to enslave the whole planet. And when I say he, I'm talking about the super elite first. All right? And you got people that's supposed to call themselves leaders of Israel, right? They're denying the fact that this is true. They're telling you that the MOTB is something way different than what it truly is. Like, hey, the brother, I guess his brother follows GMS. This is GMS prophecy, because GMS is the only one pushing this, man. Hard line. This is Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them, and that light is truth. If somebody don't speak according to this word, There's no light in them. There's no truth in them. Okay? If anybody tell you that the MOTB is something else other than what it is, the MOTB being the chip, the new form of digital currency, they're lying to you, man. They tell you it's a white woman, they're lying. They tell you that it's an embargo. They tell you that it's a picture of Christ. It's the white. It's a bunch of madness, man. They're lying to you. Because this is happening on. This is what the average Israelite don't even think about. You small-minded peanut gallery people, you don't know what the fuck's going on in the world, man. You ask a Jake, what's going on in the world of finance? What's going on in the world of economics? What's going on in the world of politics? Nigga don't know what the fuck to say, man. This shit, these nations. You see all the people that was in this building, in that crowd, man. You had Arabs in there, Edomites in there, Gooks in there, Moabites. You had the list of hate, man. You had the Legion of Doom up in there, man. And you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you weren't found in there, man. You had no part in there, man. They're not asking you. They don't care about your opinion. These people, they trying to be the Most High, man.
Biggest shift will be?
Well, there's always a major shift in great powers. The world in 1945 was defined in a certain way. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. Maastricht was written. The Japanese economic miracle turned out to be the miracle, and so on. So,
Of this session, are we ready for a new world order?
And that's what it's all about. This is all about the NWO, baby. They got a new way of doing things. You're going to have to worship this man in order to have a place in his order. And it ain't going to be a cushion spot, man. Like Klaus Schwab said, man, you're going to own nothing and be happy, man. You're going to reduce you to a slave in one of these mega cities, man. Okay? And you just going to be working. You ain't going to own no cars. You ain't going to own shit. You're going to be riding a bike. You're going to be living in, if it was up to them. You know, but these people, they know that they're going to get some backlash from this. So that's why they got the concentration camps ready on deck. Shit's going to go haywire when the fiat currency fails. People going to lose their mind. They're going to be in the streets robbing and killing, stealing and eat. And then here come Esau swooping in to save the day, right? Just like he did with that inoculation. He going to swoop in with that new form of currency, man. And a vast majority of the people are going to take it, except for those that are part of the elect. They're not going to take it. This is Revelation 20:4. And I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Heavenly Father, and which had not worshipped the beast. Right, because some of us hopeful elect brothers and sisters, we're gonna have to lose. We might have to lose our heads because we didn't want to worship the beast, you know. And those tags meaning that you belong to the bankers. You don't belong in their mind. You don't belong to the Most High. You belong to the bankers, just like Aaron Russo said. And that's how you know what Aaron Russo was saying was the truth, because this shit is happening right in front of you, man. This Nate talking about they got it from Alex Jones. We ain't getting shit from Alex Jones, man. We got this from the word of Yahweh Shem Shai. But you just don't have eyes to see it, man. It says, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, left or right. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years, because that's going to be the first dominion. That first 1,000 years, those that don't take the chip, those that don't worship this man, this beast or his image, okay, when all hell breaking loose, when famine is spread all across the world, we're going to rely on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Lord willing, to the very end. Because this is going to come to try the whole world and them that dwell in it. And that's talking about the oikumene sense. Everybody going to be tested with it. But the Lord said, in Revelation chapter 3, he said that because you have kept his patience, he will also keep you from the hour of temptation. So when this thing happened, the Lord's going to swoop in and something's going to happen where we're not going to take it. He's going to prevent us from taking it. But the vast majority of Israelites here in America, chiefly, are going to take it, man. And they're going to be destroyed. It said, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years, Hamashiach 1,000 years, right? Because that's the reward. Keeping our faith and our hope in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And this is the reason why we do these lessons, to warn you not to take it, no matter what's going on. They're talking about warning millions would struggle if cash phased out. And they know this because a lot of people ain't ready for it. But once cash is phased out, you ain't going to have no choice, according to them. This is Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, okay, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. So that's the reward for you taking that mark in your hand or in your forehead. Just because that shows you that you worship. Let me get that real quick. That shows you that you worshiping Esau and not the Most High. Let me get that real quick. Oh shucks, Salakia. Revelation 14:9. It says, if any, there's saying that if any man worship, let's go to that term for worship right there. Saying with a loud voice, and we're screaming with a loud voice, man. Proskuneo, the Greek word there is proskuneo, and it says to worship. It says to kiss the hand, and that's what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna be kissing Esau's hand. You're gonna be kissing his ring, one in a token of reverence. It says in the New Testament, kneeling, prostration, homage, and that's what you're doing because you're looking for Esau to deliver you. Because it's gonna be famine out here. The financial system is gonna collapse, so people ain't gonna know what to do. They're not gonna have no understanding. They damn sure ain't gonna have no faith. The only ones that's gonna have understanding, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and faith is the elect. So these people, they're going to turn to Esau to save their life, man. To kiss the hand. And they're going to kiss these devils' hand. And that's why these devils got something called order ab chaos, man. They're going to bring order out of chaos, man. And then you want, just like you saw all these nations come together for the juicy juice, all these nations going to miraculously come together with a whole new way of buying and selling. Oh, the fiat currency wasn't to be trusted. The fiat currency couldn't be last forever. Oh, here's a great idea. But new digital dollar, new digital ruble, new digital yuan, new digital this, new digital that. And look, all your information is going to be right on it. Look how convenient. But you take it, you worshiping this devil and not Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, and it says, and the third angel followed them and saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his hand on his forehead, okay, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. This is the nuclear fire. Because you get that chip, you ain't going to live no long, happy life. You're not going to be frolicking on the beach. You're not getting no damn McMansion. You're not going to be riding around in your Ferrari. Nah, man, you get that fucking chip, man. You're going to get put to death, man, by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai via them nuclear missiles in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay? And their smoke of their torment are sent it up forever and ever because that fire, you're going to be the basis for that fire. Those bodies, this infrastructure, this whole country is going to be set on ablaze by nuclear fire. And you're going to be in it if you take that chip. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image or whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, man. And you're gonna be the idiom. Oh man, this is what happened when you trust in wickedness, man. You know. So, I brought some information out. I really hope that brothers and you saw it were edified. I know many brothers are speaking about it, but when I saw that video that Apostle Hart did, and it was hard for him to find one video of us doing speaking about the chip, and when we do thousands, hundreds, and thousands of videos, man, on the same topic. So it's like that's even more reason to just keep hitting the hammer. Don't take the chip. Don't take the MOTB. The MO telling you exactly what the MOTB is, man. No lie, no chaser, man. And this new digital dollar, best believe it's on the table, man. It's not getting off the table. They're not going to erase it. Get ready for this, man. And this dude been in office, what, almost 2 years? So he got too long, according to him, he got 2 long years, man. He's ready, man. And watch what happened. And so with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next.